And welcome back to the Market Wolf, where I give you the best bear case, the best bull case, and I give you my opinion. We are currently looking at the US dollar index. We are on the daily time frame, and we're starting out the dollar because it's very important to the rest of the market. You have to understand what is going on here if you're interested in the S&P 500, if you're interested in oil. So if you look here at the dollar, we are on the daily time frame, and we had a death cross on the daily time frame, and the dollar is going to probably come back up and test the top of this channel with this red dashed line you see here, and it is probably going to try and test higher than that. I suspect we're going to try to test $103.71 on the US dollar index. So do look for that to break up temporarily. And as you can see, that will also likely create an inverse head and shoulders. So that's what we're looking for this week. If we do create an inverse head and shoulders there, be watching for a potential breakout to $105 to $108 potentially, or look for it to back test the neckline of this structure roughly at about maybe about $102.24 in that range. So if you see a hard break of that 102 area, I mean a very hard break, we likely have some upside coming in on the S&P 500. Speaking of the S&P 500, let's go to that next because I want you to understand how this is working in context. The best case scenario for the S&P 500, the best bull case, is that we are currently sitting at $476.68, and we break up and complete a cup possibly a little bit higher than our old high, maybe at around $480 or so. And then after that, and I think that is your best bull case, after that, I believe we have a little bit of further breakdown. The bear case for the S&P 500, and this is what I lean towards as my opinion on the S&P 500 as well, is that we are likely at least going to break down to about $472.27, but I'd also watch for testing levels $471.32 and also $469.13. If you saw a hard break of $469.13, I'd be a little concerned. And then past that, if we break down to $466.45, we really need to hold that area. If we do not hold that area, we're looking at the potential handle failing here, and that would not be good for the S&P 500. However, as of now for the week, I think we can expect a simple back test on the S&P 500, probably down to the $469.13 level. Maybe some of those more extreme levels, maybe. Watch for the hard break of those last levels that I gave you, because if we close on hard breaks with those, we could have some more serious bear side. Until then, this is just a simple back test. The higher time frames on the S&P 500 are extremely bullish. The volume is very good. So overall, even though we're going to have some back testing this week, some downside in the S&P 500, for the long term, I'm still bullish until I'm not. And that's what a wolf is. Let's check out now oil. Oil is the one I'm watching. You know, this is what I'm going to go in on. Let's take a look at WTI crude. This is the daily time frame for WTI crude oil, and I think we can expect some potential upside here. We've gotten to a point now where we cannot ignore the fact that we have had a channel, an ascending channel forming, that we are potentially breaking out of this descending channel. I believe that we are possibly going to try to back test on the daily time frame somewhere up to about $74.91. Now, if that occurs, then you have to really start to watch this week to see if we get really bullish, because a measured move on a breakout, on a confirmed breakout of this area, if we were to go to 74, get support on, and we're obviously breaking out, then you're going to be having a move up to roughly about $82.07 would be the proper technical measured move from there. Now that's got to break through a lot of resistance to make that happen. So I am not overall, so that's the bull case you should be watching for. Let's talk about the bear case now, and my opinion as it stands right now. So I want to take you to the 2-hour time frame on WTI crude, we are still below the moving averages on the 2-hour time frame. Overall, we are not looking super bullish, and it's possible we could have some big volume come in on WTI crude, but right now I'm just not seeing it to any grand extent. So generally for this week, my opinion is essentially that I think we have some further breakdown here in oil initially. We'll probably revisit this uptrending line, so we could see a breakdown to maybe $72.13, somewhere in that range. And then I think we test up to the upside. We may even try and test $72.73. We might get bullish enough to try and retest about $73.63. But ultimately, what we're watching for is to see if we get confirmation of support on this uptrend. That could lead to some bullish momentum to the upside. We won't know until it happens. However, we need to watch for a total breakdown of this, because remember, overall the trend has been down. Overall, we know what's going on in the markets right now. So my strong suspicion is that we are not going to be putting in a reverse head and shoulders that matters much, but that we'll probably put on a head and shoulders pattern where we do possibly revisit at least maybe $73.65, but we see a breakdown there and then a breakthrough. So just to summarize this, we see an initial breakdown this week. We see then a break up and a back test, potentially all the way up to $73.65, and then a breakdown and through this ascending channel. I'm not sure that it's going to hold. That's my opinion. That's a lot of data to assume, but that's just what I'm thinking right now. That's what I'm feeling on oil. Now, watch for that bull case to play out. Watch for the uptrend to occur. Watch for these levels not to break down should that happen. Now, the best bear case is that you back test right away this level of support that we've been on, and you come down to that $72 range, and where you almost break $72, and then you actually do break through, and you visit maybe $72. You visit maybe about $70.84 rather, and you could come all the way down then to revisit roughly about $70.56 or even lower. Another potential back test area would be about $69.24 and $69.70, within that range. So that's what you want to watch for on the best bear case. If you like cryptocurrency, if you like to watch the charts on the market, which are very important, the dollar and the S&P 500, no matter what you are following in the market and looking to make a trade, these are the things you need to watch: the dollar, the S&P 500, oil. So be sure you are subscribed to the channel, that you are hitting that like button, that you are sharing this video, so that encourages me to keep pushing out this kind of content for you on a weekly basis. Follow me on Twitter so you get my daily updates on charts there. I follow Bitcoin, I follow the S&P 500, I follow Quant, I follow oil, and I will take any requests that you have down in the comments section. You just let me know what you want to see, and I will give you my bear case, bull case, and opinion on any coin you're interested in. We will see you next time on The Market Wolf.